Okay, now our next step is to maybe make your mandala a little smaller so we can just see just a little bit of background if on all four sides. If you already see a little bit of background on all four sides, then don't do this step. Remember, hold the shift key down on the keyboard with your left hand. And then any of the four corners, you're going to make it a little smaller so that we can see just a little bit of background on all four sides. We will eventually add color to our background, and we're going to use a complementary color for the background. And I'm going to just remind you that when you're moving it, if you want to move it a little bit, I find that the arrows on your keyboard, see how it's just barely moving? That's because I'm using the arrows. So when you want to make small movements, it's best to use the arrows on your keyboard. And then you can you can let go of the shift key. Let me just show you what'll happen if you don't use the shift key. You could like distort your circle, and we don't want to do that. So make sure that when you scale, you go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and make sure you hold the shift key and use a corner only. Don't use one of the ones in the middle of a line. This one is a no-no. This is a yes, yes. So, and you can always keep holding the shift key, but you can also let go of the shift key and move it, left, right, up, down if you need to. But when you scale it, you have to hold the shift key. Now I'm going to hit enter. So I am now centered. The next step I'd like you to do is to right mouse click. I'm on a computer, so I can use the right mouse button. But if you don't have that, you can use two fingers right here on layer 2, copy 4. And you should get layer style. Go up. Actually, let's double click instead. There we go. So if you double click on there, you should get layer style up here. And you're going to move it aside so you can watch what happens and so that you know you're doing it right. So you go to bevel emboss, you put the check mark in there, and you increase the depth to, let's just say, about 288, and the size to about, that was a little bit much, to about 30, thereabouts. All right, so 288 on the depth, size about 30, and then you hit OK. Now, if you have any indents like I did, that just means that we had a hole there. So I'm going to go and fill it in behind where that is. All right. So I'm going to go to Edit, Step Backwards. So those dents, here's how we're going to fix them. There it is. See the dent right there? The reason the dent is there is because I had a little gap between one of my pieces of pie. So I got to fill that in. Whew, that little slice right there. That's what that big old dent was. So I'm going to go to Layer, New, Layer. I'm going to pull that down under. So I grab layer 1 and I pull it under layer 2. So it's under it. So the mandala is on top. Then I'm going to grab a color and a brush. So there's my brush. Here's my color. I'm going to just grab green because that's some green. And I'm just going to go ahead and carefully fill in that gap. And now I'm going to, so just to show you what it looks like, but it's behind there. So if it's on top, so if I move layer 1 on top, you can see that brush stroke. But if I move it down at the bottom, it goes behind, and all it does, I'm going to turn it off, is fill in that gap. How to turn off a layer? You hit this eyeball. So it's off, on. So I just filled in that gap. Now I got to merge these together. How do we do that? You hold the control key down, you click on layer 2 and layer 1 so they're highlighted, and then I'm going to right mouse click and go to merge layers. You can also go to layer, and I gotta scroll down. That's why I didn't see it earlier. Layer, merge layers. And I'm back to one. Now I can go to layer, and layer style should be here. There it is, layer, layer style. And I'm just gonna go to bevel emboss. And now I can put those numbers in, about 280 and about 30 in these two boxes, and hit OK. And now I do not have that dent that I had before. All right, once we're done with there, we'll go to the next step.